just gonna cancel it?
No, I'm right here. We're live. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes just to see if anyone else pops into the room. Hopefully, we get more than 10 people. Hey, Jordan. What's up there, croutons? Geez, I got fancy for everybody and everything. Charlene, Justin, thank you so much. Double Zombie, welcome. Yeah, 6,000. I wanted to do this at 5,000, but 5,000 kind of just came and went earlier this month, and I didn't have a chance to do it, so I figured 6,000 is a good excuse. Game Snacks. Laurie, thank you. Thanks, Justin. Dressed up a little bit. I got my my Pepsi Light in celebration. Oh, this old thing, Laurie? My hat? Raider Nation, thank you for hitting 6,000. I hope I get more, too. Next big milestone will be that 10K if we can get there. Charlene, thank you for saying my content is dope. Justin wants to know what it means when he sees tax topic 152 on Where's My Refund? Justin, tax topic 152 is general information about your refund, not necessarily yours specifically, but most people get that on their Where's My Refund status at some point in the stage of processing. As far as the messages go, after your return has been in the system for so long, it automatically changes to one message, and then like a few days later or the next X amount of time after that, it will change to a new message. And then once your return is finally processed, those bars will come back and you'll see that refund approved. Hermina, hello. Thanks for stopping by. Nisha Poo, I am great. I hope you are doing well as well. Juggernaut. Glad I can bring you some good karma. Listen, the tax season is stressful for everybody, especially when people are counting on that money. I've been doing some really deep diving, too, on some of the numbers this year, so I'm probably going to have a video coming up soon about the total tax picture as far as, you know, low income, middle class, upper middle class, and then the highest earners and what they all made and reported. So quite shocking, really. Lotus, thank you so much for the congratulations. Latrice, thank you. Armenia, I appreciate it. Thank you for the congratulations. Thank you, Richard. I figured this would be a good chance for everyone to stop in, even if you've had your refund come already. maybe you can give some other people hope too. I know everyone stresses over it. If you didn't file last year, you're definitely going to want to file, but wait till you receive your refund first. If you file while they're still like in process of your refund, it could actually end up delaying it. They could put a stop on it. You don't ever want to do anything until they've sent you your refund, and then you can send them new information. Justin filed on February 10th and was accepted on the 11th. When will you get your refund direct deposited? It depends on the credits and stuff that you claimed. They might hold it a little bit longer if you claimed the recovery rebate for a missed stimulus, or if you did the look back credit for earned income credit and you looked back at your 2019 income. Other than that, if you just did the normal credits and stuff like that, it should be fairly quick. You should get it within that 21-day period. I'd be looking towards end of February, beginning of March. Crouton wants a guitar solo. I actually had my guitar upstairs. I was going to bring it down as a joke because I'm not really going to play my guitar on the live stream. Game Snack, still waiting for the 24th deposit. Yeah, TurboTax. When they take those fees, that goes to the SB TPG Bank. I made a video on that today. Those third-party processors, they'll hold that money basically until the last possible second. They have actually had it. I talked to someone at SBTBG. They've actually had all the funds for people that were getting direct deposits on the 22nd and the 24th. They've had them since Friday, and they've been holding on to them. Let's go through these comments here. I got my wife, Caitlin. My beautiful wife is helping me tonight, too. Go through some of the comments. Let's see if I miss anything. Thank you, Game Snacks. Listen, guys, we got 25 people in this room, but somehow I only have 17 likes. I think we need to get that like number up. So we did hit that 6,000 number. I thought maybe we'd do it during the live stream, but we actually hit it. I hit it about an hour and a half ago, I think. I checked an hour and a half ago. I was at 6,003 or something. Amari Dixon, if your transcripts have the 846, but where's my refund is still stuck on processing, would you get your refund without updating? Yes. If the 846 is a 2022 date, it's for either the 22nd, 23rd, or 24th, which so far are the only dates that have been approved for refunds, you'll get it on that date. If there's no 846, you're not getting a refund. The transcript is always more accurate than where's my refund. The past 2 years, there's been lots of people that have gotten the deposits without their where's my refund ever updating. And for many of those people, if they had just looked at their transcripts, they would have seen that they were getting a refund on that day. Justin claimed the third stimulus on the taxes. That means you'll have to wait a couple months. So I will say that in last year, they pushed a lot of those back till the end of the tax season. This year, hopefully you won't have to. It does seem that so far this year, they have been going through the returns and people that claim the recovery rebate, and they've been matching those up fairly quickly. So hopefully you shouldn't have to wait too long. It looks like from people I saw last week and the week before, they were holding them for like a week or two and then pushing them through. So as long as all your other calculations are correct, You shouldn't have to wait months for it. Herminia wants to know when they update the transcripts. So there is going to be probably a small update tonight for people that are what we call dailies. Those people whose cycle codes end in 01, 02, 03, 04. But the bulk of updates are going to occur on Friday for transcripts and Saturday for Where's My Refund. And pretty much for the remainder of the tax season, the biggest bulk of updates will occur on Saturdays on Where's My Refund and Fridays on the transcripts. Nisha wants to know if I have heard of a 26,000 refund. I have not heard of a refund that big. Although I did see someone in the live stream last week say they were getting about 20,000. Raider Nation, it can update on Wednesday. There could be a small, like I said, a small update, like one of those minor updates we see for people that are in the daily batch processing. Double Zombie doesn't know anything about taxes. That's why people come to this channel, amongst others. There are some good channels out there, but very few in the oversaturated YouTube market of tax channels. There's very few good ones, but there are some good ones out there. Maybe I'll shout them out throughout the live stream, and then you guys can go to their channel and subscribe and then say that I sent you. If your refund is that big, like the 26,000, would they hold it longer? They shouldn't hold it any longer than they would a $200 refund, honestly. But every bank has different policies. But if it was coming from the IRS, they shouldn't have any suspicions about it being like a suspicious activity. They can see it's coming from the government, so there shouldn't be any hold on it. Yeah, the biggest thing that people are worried about right now is, like I've seen on the forums the past couple of days, aside from the people seeing the still processing message on Where's My Refund, but the people that have already actually been approved, people that have had their fees taken out of their refunds or gotten a refund advance, this seems to be a lot of stress over whether or not they're going to get those deposits in a timely manner because, like I said, those deposits go through a third-party bank before it goes to your bank account or prepaid debit card, whatever you chose. Amari wants to know if your refund could be approved if you missed or forgot to report one of your W-2s. It very well could. If you've submitted all your paperwork and the employers haven't yet submitted all their year-end tax paperwork, it could get approved. Or if they have submitted it, there could be a mismatch in what's reported, and then in that case, it would stall out your refund, and they would ask for more verification, either from you or the employer. But it can go either way. It depends on who's submitted what at that point. There would be a wage verification code on the transcript, and there might be a wage verification notice on Where's My Refund if that were to happen. So, Justin, the next big Where's My Refund update will be on Saturday morning. 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. would be the next time the system shuts down for that big batch update. There should be a small update for, and when I say small, I mean you're still talking about a few thousand people in the country. But when you have 160 million tax returns getting processed every year, 20, 30,000 returns getting approved or whatever isn't a whole lot. It's a very, very minuscule percentage of the overall picture. That's why I say the overwhelming majority of people will update on Saturdays on their Where's My Refund. because most people are going to fall into that batch processing every week. Yes, Justin, there is a small Where's My Refund update tonight. I take it you hope you're part of it. So the 21-day thing is actually, it's 21. It is 21 calendar days, but they don't count all that time period before path lifted. Is how that works. So if you were an earned income credit or additional child tax credit filer and you filed, say, at the end of January or beginning of February, your 21 days doesn't actually start until path lifts on February 15th. But it is 21 calendar days. There's been misunderstanding about whether it's 21 calendar days or business days. It's 21 calendar days, but they also don't guarantee the 21 days either. That is why so often on Where's My Refund, you'll see that message, where it says like most returns are processed within 21 days. They'll take that message away after your return has been in the system for so long, and it's pretty obvious it's not going to be processed within that 21-day time period. Code 971 is a notice issued. So the notice issued could be for a variety of things. It depends on what is preceding that code. If there's a 570 freeze code, the notice issued is in relation to why the refund was frozen. If it's just like a 971 and there's no other things with it, it could be something as simple as stimulus information, child tax credit information. It was a 971 okay. Yep. So that means there's a freeze on the account. The 971 is in relation to the 570. That would tell you, that notice issued would tell you why it was frozen. There could be any number of reasons. It could be identity verification. It could be wage verification. It could be a small arithmetic error that they need to double check. It could be an offset. Maybe there's money owed for something that they need to double check. It could be a claiming of a certain credit that they need to verify. How long that freeze is on the account really depends on how serious of an issue that the freeze is there for in the first place. Amari says it makes so much more sense that the 21 days didn't start until the 15th. Yeah. So you can't count your 21 days if you fall under the path earned income credit. So even if you filed, some people file like mid-January, that doesn't count. It has to be, from when path lifts. That's when the 21 days officially starts. That's why you'll see if you could check your transcripts, a lot of times you'll see the transcript update it will say the tax return was filed on a much later day than you actually filed, because that's the day that the return actually hit the system. Herminia says, yesterday I got an update on Where's My Refund saying, sorry that your refund is delayed from the normal time frame message. And then bars disappeared. Yep, that's that automatic thing that happens after a certain amount of time of your return being in the system. So.
Justin says, I got accepted February 11th. Did my 21 days already start?
203 question. If the money is taken out already, it says no debts owed. Does it rebound to the original DD date? Did you get a direct deposit date of the 24th? If it does, yeah, they'll take whatever money from if it says no debts owed, I guess they'll just give you the original funds on the original date, if that's the case. If you actually did owe any debts or have an offset for some reason, they would simply take that money and then apply the rest to your account on the date that was given. How do I figure out the reason for the freeze? If it's something that you need to do on your end, that notice would get sent to you and say, this is what you need to do. Many times it's what they call a 30-day letter, where they say they're going to freeze it for 30 days while they try to figure out what's going on with your tax return. But often it doesn't take that long. If it's something that they're not asking you for anything for, they can usually fix that a lot quicker. But you could call them if you can get a hold of them. I mean, they're inundated with calls, but they should be able to tell you once that freeze hits the account. They should be able to tell you why it's frozen. Caitlin, did you see something that I missed?
Yeah. Justin said I got accepted February 11th. Did my 21 days already start?
Okay, Justin asked what. Okay, so the 21 days. Yeah, so Justin, if your 21 days would have started, it depends on if you fell into path or not. But if your 21 days started on the 11th, so you didn't have earned income credit or additional child tax credit, then your 21 days would have started on the 11th. So you'd still be looking sometime in March, first week in March. And it means when that message changed, it means that your return has been in the system for a certain amount of time. So everyone's return at a certain point, if everyone's return was in the system for, say, 15 days and no movement was done on their return yet as far as being processed, they would all get that still processing message. Or it is being processed. And then like after a few days more, if everyone was still in the system without any movement, they would get that still being processed message. And then after a few days more, if everyone's return was in the same state, they would get that there's a delay on your return message. It's an automatic thing that happens within the system. The Where's My Refund system is very non-specific though. So it's like, it doesn't know exactly what's going on with your account. It's a generic message related to something that could be going on. As far as specific things that are happening to your tax return, the transcript is the only way to really truly know what's going on. Marie Harrison says there's a 971 code, but nothing after it. Is there a 570 code before the 971? If there is a 570 code before the 971, then there would be a freeze on it. If there's no 570 code around that 971, then the 971 would be for something completely different. Stan Wilson says, congratulations. Thank you. A few notes about some upcoming live streams. I plan on doing a live stream on Thursday night like we did last week for the next big batch update on transcripts. I will do that from Thursday night from 10 to midnight. That's the planned stream for that night. And then on Friday, I'll do another big major batch update for the Where's My Refund update that will occur on Saturday morning. I'm contemplating doing a marathon and going from like 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. when the systems would shut down for the update. We'll see how that goes and if people turn out. We kind of have a pretty low turnout for this stream tonight. So good thing I'm only streaming for like an hour because I was really hoping that we'd get more people. The first two streams we were averaging 1,000 people throughout the stream with a steady flow of 200 to 250 people at one time. I can barely make 30 tonight. This is what happens in the tax season when a bunch of people get their refunds. They stop caring about the tax stuff, unfortunately. Justin, if you were to ask the IRS if they process tax returns on the weekends, they would tell you that the system, because it's an automated system, processes the returns 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. However, if your return is one of those returns that has a freeze on it, it's only ever going to be processed on business days because that means somebody is manually looking at the return. It's no longer being done by the automated system. It's now being done by a human being. So they're a little bit misleading with their information on that. But yeah, returns with nothing wrong with them are processed 7 days a week. Yes, croutons. I do plan on doing more Bob Ross paintings. Thank you for bringing that up. If you notice, I got 3 new paintings up here tonight. We got Winter Sun directly behind me, Ebony Sunset, and Mount McKinley. No, Justin, tax topic 152 does not necessarily mean that your refund is on a freeze. If you want some comfort, you can go to my tax resources playlist, look for the video specifically on tax topic 152, and that might give you a little more information. If a notice was issued, shouldn't I already receive the notice in the mail? Not necessarily. Sometimes if it's something that they can actually fix on their end fairly quickly, they won't even bother sending that notice. I bet you if you looked at your transcript, you'd see that a post dated a date after that letter, probably for sometime in March. Meaning if they don't fix the problem by that date in March, then they would send the letter in many cases. And you can look and see if you have access. I mean, you must have access to your IRS online account. I did a video the other day showing how you can log into the actual IRS account and see notices. So if they did actually mail a letter yet, you'd be able to see it in your IRS account. Tony the Tiger, here's an interesting one. I missed one letter in my daughter's last name on my taxes. What do you think will happen? We both have the same name. I'm actually surprised that they even accepted the return with her name wrong, because a lot of times they'll just reject the return if something's misspelt like that. But if they didn't catch it, maybe you'll be okay. They might send you a letter asking for verification, though. I mean, it could be, don't be surprised. I don't know if you have access to your transcripts, Tony, but if you were to check your transcript, and you saw the freeze code, it might be because of that. They might be requesting like a birth certificate or something to confirm the name and stuff on the return. Alicia Brown says, I have a direct deposit date of 2/24, and where's my refund and transcript, but no update on TurboTax. I'm assuming you mean the SBTPG bank that they're saying that they haven't received anything yet, even though they got the money on Friday. Tony does not have access to your transcript. So you're in a waiting game, Tony, unfortunately. So you got to hope that they realize that your daughter is really your daughter and they can fix it on their own. As long as you put the social security number in correctly, you might be okay, honestly. Because usually what they do is they match social security numbers. Unfortunately, with stuff like that, like you can't even be like you might want to, you would think you would want to be proactive and send them, the correct information. But like the more stuff, if you send them anything while they're still processing your return, now that delays your return even further, because that could end up flagging something as like being falsified information. It could flag something as like, oh, did we get a fraudulent tax return from someone that isn't this person? So you always have to wait until they finish processing your returns to send them anything new, unless they ask for it. Do I plan on doing a question and answer at 7K? I do Q&As every week at this point, pretty much. The next big celebration would be 10,000. Josh's Adventures is worried about the January 28th filing date. Still processing. Okay, Josh. Well, if you don't have access to your transcripts and you don't see a Where's My Refund update by this Saturday, I'm going to suggest that you call them first thing on Monday, or try to call them of next week. Because at that point, you'll definitely be past your 21 days. you can give them a call and see what the holdup is. But I wouldn't call them until you know for sure there's no update on Saturday for you, because there's going to be another big update for a lot of people on Saturday. Double Zombie wants to know, will I take my motorcycle to places like that haunted building? Sure.
Let's talk about Fort Revere.
Yeah. He's talking about some of my other videos on my thing. Raider Nation wants me to do a painting at 10,000 subs. Maybe I will. I just wouldn't want to bore everyone to death. If you guys go to my painting playlist, you can see how I create some of them. Some of them I actually do descriptive videos of, hey, this is what I'm doing. Some of them I just do a time lapse set to music. I will be selling a lot of these paintings soon. As I said in previous streams, this is to benefit a charity scholarship fund in honor of my best friend Sarah, who passed away in December of 2020. It'll be for students of the arts. However, before I can sell them, they're supposed to be displayed at the State House in Massachusetts. So they just opened up the State House this past week. So I'm waiting on my state representative to let me know when he would like me to display them. He reached out to me a couple months ago and asked if I'd be willing to show them at the State House. Justin wants to know if I like doing YouTube. I like doing YouTube. It can be a lot of work sometimes editing some of the videos, and I don't even do like a ton of editing, but sometimes like for some of the information I have to research, it can be kind of tedious. But I like doing it. I like helping people out. I like doing some of the fun stuff I do. I like live streaming and talking to everybody. At least we're at the point now where I have more likes than viewers. Crouton Z. Croutons.
Crouton Z.
What's the most stressful part of YouTube? Doing live streams and having no one show up. Raider Nation wants to donate. So listen, I don't do like super chats or anything because I don't want like a lot of people that are coming into my live streams are coming for the tax refund stuff. And if you're coming for the tax refund stuff, it's because you need the money. So I'm not going to be asking anyone for money. Keep the money and do what you need to do with it. Don't be giving it to me. The Ingram family has an 810 code and a 420. That 420 and 810, that's a freeze for an audit, unfortunately. That is the worst combo of codes you can have. So that could be quite lengthy to sort out with them. They will certainly be asking you, almost certainly be asking you to send some more information into them, which means you're sending things through snail mail. And then they're sending you things through snail mail. And it's quite a process. Alicia Brown wants to know, or Aisha, is that an I? Aisha? Aisha Brown wants to know if I'm dressed up because of the celebration. I am. I got dressed up for you guys. Right now, I'm dressed up for 26 people. I don't know what happened to my live stream. I had 10 times this the other day. I shouldn't say that. I do know what happened. People got their tax money today. All the 22nd people got their tax money today. Justin says, I am good help with the tax situation and always watches me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Croutons wants to start doing live streaming. Thanks to me, they love doing YouTube. You guys may or may not have figured out that Croutons is my son. That is true. They got their refund, so they are gone. It happens on the forums. It happens on YouTube. Tony Tiger wants to know, does the TurboTax team, audit team, really work? I can't say for sure. I have no experience with the TurboTax audit team. I would assume if you've paid for the service of using the audit team, then, you paid for it. They should definitely help you. Wouldn't that kind of be like false advertising if they didn't? I do. Stresses me out when I see people get that 420 code. Hey, Paul, Top Notch Fishing. Yeah, a lot of people waiting for that 224. It's one of those situations where I've seen a lot of people that did refund advances or paid for their fees through their refund. And you have to wait till the 24th for those. And then if you have like a traditional bank, you usually have to wait till the 24th for that. It seems to be only like the prepaid banks and some of the credit unions that sometimes release that money before the date. Justin's mom's supposed to be getting a refund on the 24th. Oh, I hope she does. There was something I wanted to talk about, and I probably should have written it down. Forgot all about it. My co-producer has abandoned the chat, so I am on the chat on my own now. So, Chime. Sometimes Chime goes through early, but I haven't seen a whole lot of Chime updates. Other than like today when the people that had Chime on the 22nd got their deposit on the 22nd. But the fact that Monday was a holiday, that threw off a lot of stuff. Pushed everything back a day. Kill Me Slow wants to know, or Kill Him Slow wants to know if H&R Block takes their money before you get yours. If you paid through your funds, they will take their money first, and then you will get yours. I think I can take my jacket off at least. Getting kind of hot.
Did you see Tony the Tiger's question about TurboTax?
I answered that, I think.
Sorry, it was upstairs, kind of.
Yeah, I told you. My co-producer abandoned me.
It's Kurchenzi.
Thanks. I dressed up for the 6K special. Okay, Laurie says the transcript updated from not available last Friday, but no 846 code. Everything seems to be fine. If there's something wrong, would it have updated? If there was a freeze or anything like that, it would have showed like a 570 code or the 420 code for the audit. So if it updated and there was nothing wrong, then you would hopefully see an update on your transcript on Friday. So if you want to come hang out with us on Thursday night when we celebrate the fact that there's going to be more transcript updates on Friday, you feel free to. What does 152? Don wants to know, what does 152 mean? I'm assuming this is on Where's My Refund, Don? It's just generic information about refunds, the refund timing. That is a generic message that will update automatically as time goes on with your return being in the system, incomplete, not being fully processed yet. So you'll see that 152, and then if more time goes by, where it's not been done processing yet, the message will change again, and then so on and so on. But yeah, hopefully, if there's nothing wrong with your return, then within the next week or two, maybe even Saturday when the big update happens, you'll see an update on Saturday with that 2 bars coming back saying your refund was approved with a direct deposit for, let's see the next direct deposit date on Saturday, the 26th. We'll update for Wednesday, March 2nd. Okay. DV, my state refund status updated today. This morning, with the last bars filled up and approved and sent to the bank account on 2/23. Give it 3 business days to be credited to the account. I don't know what state it is, but yeah, usually for some reason the states isn't like the federal. Like when the federal says they're going to send it to your account on like February 24th, you know it's going to be in your account by February 24th. I live in Massachusetts. A lot of times Massachusetts will say your refund will be sent on February 24th, and I don't get it till Monday, after that date. Like it always takes a few extra business days with the state for some reason. But it's good you're at least getting that state refund.
Double Zombie wants to know what's more fun to do, videos or live streams?
Live streams, a lot more fun. I like being able to interact with the viewers directly. Oh, also starting Thursday, I plan on making some changes to the live streams for the better. Going to upgrade the quality a little bit. I'm going to try a new streaming program. We're going to have some, it's going to be a little more professional with some news going down the bottom maybe. And it's going to get better and more entertaining, I hope. Mary says, congratulations. Thank you so much. Justin wants to know if credit union banks hold deposits or they deposit money right away. They will deposit the money the date that is given. So if they're told by the IRS the deposit date is for, say, February 24th, that's the date they'll make it available. They're not going to hold it past the deposit date. Tim Smith says, congrats on 6K. Very deserved. Content strong. Thank you so much, Tim. I appreciate it. DV's still waiting on the federal $6,000 filed on February 1st. Jason Lawrence, I have a status of where's my refund? Direct deposit. Date of 2/24. Have you ever heard of the IRS retracting the status and not being sent the funds? Okay, Jason, I don't want to scare you because it's like a super rare occurrence. And I'm sure that it's going to be fine and you're going to get your money. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. But 2017, I believe. I think it was 2017. It was people that did nothing wrong on their taxes. There was some sort of weird glitch in the system that they approved literally hundreds of thousands of refunds for people before they were supposed to. And then so people got these messages that they were approved. And then 2 days later, they got a message saying, sorry, we are not giving these refunds. But that was that was a weird thing with the system that they fixed. So it's not something I've ever seen since. And if you've already been given a date, I can't imagine they're going to retract your date. Thank you for the congratulations, DV. We're up to 40 likes.
42.
You got 42. I got 41.
42 likes.
eMoney Kicks says, my refund is still in processing and I got the earned income credit and CTC, but have no code. You think I can expect my refund on March 1st after the Friday? I am a cycle 05. If you have no freeze codes and everything looks good, you will hopefully see a transcript update on February 25th for a March 2nd update. Katina Harris says, congrats. Thank you very much. E-Money says, congrats. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. My kids are making a lot of noise upstairs. Don Martinez. I filed jointly with my husband. He's not working right now, and I am the only one working. I already filed, and then we received a 1099 form. Can I file it next year? It's from unemployment. All right, Don. So what's going to happen is you can't file it next year because it's for this tax year. So you're going to have to amend your return. So hopefully the fact that the 1099 is missing, the state unemployment department didn't already report that to the IRS. Otherwise, that is going to tie up your return a little bit longer. So what you're going to have to do is if the IRS doesn't catch it and adjust it on their own, once they've processed your return and your refund and they send you that money, then you're going to have to go back and redo an amended return with that unemployment, new information. Make sure you save a little bit of money set aside because you're probably going to owe some of it back. Even with that $10,200 unemployment deduction, you may still owe a little bit back. Especially if you got credits, because that can adjust the amount of credits you receive. Tim wants to know what are some of the errors folks are making this year that are getting hung up. So a lot of the things I'm seeing lately have been stimulus payments. Seems to be a lot of people claiming stimulus payments that received them. They didn't understand how they were supposed to input them when they were doing the tax software. So they were inputting, not realizing they were putting in that they didn't receive payments, thinking they were putting in that they did receive them. So it looks like they're claiming a credit that they're not entitled to. That's holding things up. Earned income credit for the people that are doing look back has held some people up because even though they're giving you the option of saying you can look back at your 2019 income to get the earned income credit, if your income for the current year was over the threshold of being able to get earned income, that can disallow that look back credit. So that holds things up too. Those are the most common things. I've seen a lot of identity verification and wage verification, meaning someone's like submitting information that doesn't match up with what their employer submitted. Employers have until April 15th, just like everybody else, to report their end of year paperwork. Some do it earlier than others. So sometimes a taxpayer will submit all their things with their tax return and the employer already has submitted it as well. And if what they're reporting doesn't match what the employer is reporting, that can hold things up. If there was Josh's Adventures wants to know if there's a code on the transcript, wouldn't WMR upload? That's where's my refund. Wouldn't they upload the code daily, or is it in the big batch updates? It's only in those big batch updates, unless you were a daily updater. So if you were, what happens? Unfortunately, what happens is as soon as you get like a bad code on your transcript, you're automatically pushed into weekly batch processing. So if there is a hold code on your transcript, you're only ever going to see updates on the transcripts on Friday. And you're only ever going to see updates on Where's My Refund on a Saturday. So it'd always be in a weekly batch update if there's a bad code. So Don, even if you had taxes taken out on your unemployment, the amount of unemployment you receive can affect the amount of credits you're entitled to. If, say, you claimed child tax credit or income credit, those credits are dependent upon your total amount of earned income and total income, including unemployment. So if your unemployment income sets you over a certain amount, that can actually reduce the amount of credit that you're eligible for, meaning they sent you a refund with credits in it, that you weren't entitled to at that point. So even if you had taxes taken out, the income itself could put you over a limit for a certain amount of money. So at a certain point, for example, with earned income credit, if you make the minimum amount of earned income to get the earned income credit, you get the minimum amount of earned income credit available. And then as you go up in your tax bracket, you get more and more money for earned income credit. And then once you get over a certain amount of money, you get less and less earned income credit. So say you were at, I don't know how many people are in your family, but this is just an example. But say, for example, you had a family of 4 and you made the maximum you're allowed to make is like, I don't even know off the top of my head. I think it's like $45,000 and you made like $38,000 for the year. And you filed. You got around close to the maximum of earned income credit, but then you get that unemployment 1099 that you forgot to input, and that was for like $12,000. Well, now that puts you over the amount. If you allow for the fact that they're going to deduct the first $10,200 of their income credit, that's still going to tax you. They're still going to tax you at the next like $2,000 or $3,000 of unemployment, which means it's raising your income by about $2,000 or $3,000, which at that point is going to start lowering the earned income credit slightly. So you would have to pay some of that earned income credit back. I'm not saying you got earned income credit. I'm just giving you an example of how that can affect your total amount that you might have to pay back. It does the same thing for child tax credit, also dependent upon how much you earned. Code 766 means it's a credit to your account. So it could be child tax credit, stimulus payments, additional child tax credit, any sort of credit to your account. Those are things that reduce the amount of tax you owe, and then anything over that you can get refunded to you. TT says my code 846 was for a debt with a code 898. Oh boy. Hopefully they didn't take the whole 846. Otherwise, you're not getting a refund. Any idea what the debt was for? And how much you owed on the debt? Mysterian wants to know, will the bank hold my tax refund and for how long? The bank should not hold your tax refund past the date that the IRS has deposited it for. So if they put a date of February 24th, they should not be holding it any longer than the 24th. That's the release date. If they got it before the 20th, like I'm just using the 24th as an example. If they got it before the 24th, most banks will hold it until that date. Stoner Rich wants to know if the 570 code is going to update on Friday. I hope it will for a lot of people. For the people that have had it for over a week, let's hope that it updates on Friday. Hopefully the 570 code was for something that was fairly simple for them to correct. They could do it on their own. You'll get the 571 and the 846. Mercadia wants to know the 766 code because her phone died. Oh, no. Okay, so the 766 is a credit to your account. Okay, so in most cases, it's used for the child tax credit, but it can be used for stimulus payments, etc. It's money that the IRS is applying to your account to put towards any tax that would be due to them, and then whatever balance is remaining after the tax due, quote unquote, gets refunded to you. It's part of your refund, but you don't get all of it because there is some tax liability that it gets applied to. Negative dollar amounts on your transcripts are always credits. So if you see a negative dollar amount, that's an amount that's being credited to you. TT, if you have a 421, if that's a positive, if you see an 846 for 421, that's what they're going to be sending you, I think. I'm not sure what the line says, but if it says 846, 421, that's how much they're sending you. And there wouldn't be another 846, which would mean whatever the rest of the money was they took for that debt. Tez Pitts wants to know if they're going to receive the direct deposit before the 24th. They filed with Jackson Hewitt. Tez, did you pay for your fees through your refund? If you did, you probably will not get it until the 24th. How's my producer doing over there? Did I get anything? Did I miss everything?
Question.
What's that?
You missed one.
What am I looking for?
What is Lori Morales?
Okay, Lori Morales asks, what is the difference between still being processed and your return is being processed? Lori, on where's my refund, the difference between those things is time. That's the amount of time that your return has been in the system, basically. That's the huge difference. So at a certain point, you're going to get that your return is still being processed message. Oh, excuse me, you're going to get your return is being processed message. And then a few days later, if your return hasn't been completed yet, it's going to automatically change to still being processed. It's an automatic system message that changes after a certain amount of time. That's the big difference. It really, you can't derive anything from those messages other than what you already know, and that's that you've been waiting for it to finish processing. I wish I could reach 1 million subscribers. I don't think I will, but I wish I could. TT, that's what they took out, and I have a larger amount credited to my account with a negative. Yep, a negative amount is credited to your account. But the refund, the 846 would say refund issued, and whatever that dollar amount, that is the amount that they will send to you. Whatever what was the code they used for the debt? I have to go back through the comments now. But whatever that code was they used for the debt, that's the amount they applied to the debt, whatever dollar amount is there. And then whatever dollar amount is next to the 846 code, that is what they're going to send to you. Tez had the fees taken out. Have I heard that if the refund is over 10K, you'll get a paper check, even if you're supposed to get direct deposit? In my experience, that does happen. But I've had people tell me that they've had over 10K and gotten the direct deposit. In my personal experience, I'm telling you that I had one over 10K a few years ago, and I got sent a paper check, even though I applied for direct deposit. Then I had to send the fees that I had taken out I had to pay them out of pocket because they never got the money that they were supposedly going to get out of my direct deposit because it never got direct deposited. But I've had people tell me that they've gotten like $12,000 direct deposited before. So I wish I could answer that question better for you, Tez. Charity, what was your experience like getting an audit? Fortunately, so far, I'm not, but I was worried since I exaggerated my mileage for my driving jobs. Well, unless you're getting audited, it's not anything to worry about, but my experience wasn't that bad because I keep really good records, especially mileage records. I keep every day, I write down my mileage. I track my mileage. I have a spreadsheet on my computer. So I had everything they wanted from me. I didn't stress about giving to them because I knew I had it. So if you're honest about it, there's no problem. If you are exaggerating the mileage you have, that could be an issue. But I mean, if you have a record of it, you shouldn't worry about it. So maybe you should see if you can find that record of all those miles you drove for the jobs. It might be somewhere. You should just look a little harder. Okay, TT. So the negative amounts that are credited to your account, right? Those are credits, withholding, child tax credit, earned income credit, whatever credits you might have. Okay, so they have like a tax due. They take all those credits and they subtract them. The balance would be your refund. But if you owed a debt, they would take that debt next, and then the balance after that debt then would get refunded to you. That's why the 846, whatever's on that 846 line, that is what you are receiving as your refund. So all those credits are before you've gotten your refund. Jesse and Jessica's federal tax is still being processed, and they feel like the tax credit is slowing their direct deposit down. It could be. But if everything's accurate, hopefully it won't take too much longer. No problem, TT. I hope that answered your question. I hope I explained that clearly enough. Okay, guys, it's 9:02. I went actually 2 minutes over what I was planning. I was planning on going for an hour, but I'm going to stay on a couple minutes longer. If anyone has any questions you guys want me to answer before I get off. So this is the time to ask. Otherwise, as I said, my next stream is going to be on Thursday night as we prepare for the next big batch transcript update. And then on Friday, we're going to have a big batch Where's My Refund update on Saturday morning. So we'll have another live stream for that. If there is enough interest, I'm going to do the marathon. If enough people are going to hang around, I'll do the 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. live stream for people that want to wait up and wait to see if their Where's My Refund updates on Saturday morning.
Jesse and Jessica, what time should I check my status on my refund?
So the Where's My Refund tool, when it does update, is always between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. So the final updates are complete by 6 a.m. So anytime after 6 a.m. is a good time to check. As I said, throughout the week, it's small updates, meaning a very small amount of people are updating throughout the week. And I know guys are going to say like, oh, I see thousands of people saying that they got an update. You have to remember that there's 160 million tax filers. So when like a few thousand people said they updated, that's a very, 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 very small percentage of people that updated. The biggest batch of refunds that gets updated is every Saturday. So that's always, you can always check every day. That's by all means, because you never know, you might update. But for most people, they're going to update on Saturday mornings. Joel, will your deposit be delayed because it's over 10K? It depends on how it got to be over 10K. If you like itemized deductions, it's absolutely going to be delayed because they're going to verify all those deductions. Those almost always get manually reviewed. If it's because of your credits, as long as everything was properly documented and you properly claimed the credits you were supposed to claim, then it shouldn't delay it too long. I will say it looks like when things have been like quote unquote frozen and held to this point, it seems to be moving fairly quickly. Like I think there's going to be a lot of refund releases this week from people that were frozen last week based on what happened the week before. So it looks like a lot of these things are starting to move fairly quickly compared to the way they were last year. Last year was a disaster as far as them holding returns. And this year it looks like it's hopefully going to be moving a lot better. Joel, you have a child tax credit with 5 dependents. Hopefully that won't hold it up too much. As long as everything you are reporting matches up with what they have, it shouldn't delay it too much. Viewer 123, my taxes were submitted and accepted on the 121 and 129 and still NA on transcripts. All right, viewer 123, I'm going to suggest wait till Friday and see if you get an update on your transcripts. If you don't see an update on your transcripts Friday morning, start calling them that Friday and see why you haven't had any updates yet, because that's been a while. Observe Soft, do you think that since my ex did not opt out, that it's causing the issue with mine because I claimed what was rightfully mine? Yeah, whenever you're splitting up those credits, sometimes that causes issues. So if they didn't opt out and you did, and they're getting their half, that could throw off like what you're claiming when you file your tax return. That absolutely could hold it up. So I would say if you don't see an update this week, same thing. It's been a while. Definitely call them first thing Monday. Jerome, if what says the first? I'm not too sure what you're asking, but I can tell you that there's been no refunds that have been approved yet past February 24th. Tonight, there's going to be some refunds that are approved for sometime next week, but there has been no March 1st refunds yet. Approved, I should say. So that wouldn't be your day. That's just a post-dated. That's probably a post-dated processing date. All right, the trickle of questions has slowed. I'm going to wrap this stream up. I want to thank everyone so much for watching, those that loyally came out and watched this small stream, very small stream tonight. I will be back for a live stream on Thursday night at 10 p.m. for the transcript batch update party. So if you guys want to join me for that, I will do that and be answering more questions as we wait to see if those there will be transcript updates on Friday as we wait to see that hopefully a lot of my subscribers see transcript updates on Friday. I will update, I'll post some update news videos throughout the week if anything else, I see anything else change or any new updates come. Until then, everybody have a great night. If you're getting your refund on the 24th, don't spend it all in one place unless it's on Chick-fil-A or Wingstop. Have a great night, everybody.